All right, what I have on the bench in front of you is a micrometer and a caliper. I'm going to show you how to use both of them. So caliper is for precise measurements. You can measure exterior and interior dimensions. So for example, if you wanted to measure exterior dimensions of something, you would clamp down on it using the caliper like so. And then if you wanted to do interior, you just flip it around and then you just simply pull them out until you reach the measurement you want. And then you just line up, you look right here where you've got this little zero, and whatever that little zero lines up with is your measurement. So this would be like 40 millimeters, for example. Now, that's all well and good, unless you're dealing with something really, really small. And when the so this goes by half a millimeter is the smallest increment you get on this. But what if you need something really, really precise because it's going inside an engine or something? You're talking about clearances, very, 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 very precise clearances. So let's say I take something like this quarter and I want to measure how wide it is. I can take it and I can put it in my calipers right here and I can clamp down on them. If you can see there, it gives me a measurement of 1.5 millimeters. Approximately, right? But I'm not entirely sure because I don't have any smaller measurements in there. Okay, so in this instance, when it gets this small, you need to go to a micrometer. And what a micrometer does is it does the exact same thing as this, only it does it more precisely. So what you have here is a wheel. And as you spin this wheel out, you can see that you've got increments. And each one of these little marks right here is a millimeter. And there you see you get out to 5 millimeters. And then all of these graduations right here are parts of a millimeter. So what you can do is clamp down on this. So I'm going to clamp down on, you can clamp down on anything. I'm going to clamp down on this quarter, again, because that's what we're measuring. And then you can see, so I'm at, and then you use this tiny knob on the top to make sure it's tightened down, but you don't want to over tighten it. So now it's nice and snug. So I've got 1 millimeter plus 21. So it's going to be 1.21 millimeters. Now that's a far cry from the 1.5 millimeter measurement I got with my caliper. So you can see this is much more precise. We were off by a quarter of a millimeter, which is a huge amount if you're talking about clearances inside of an engine or something like that. So micrometers give you very, very precise measurements, and you do that by just clamping down, but you clamp down using the spinning part here, and as you spin, this part gives you your millimeter measurement, and then you read the dial around the side, and wherever that dial lines up, that's your decimal points. So it could be 0.35, 0.40, 0.50, and once you hit 0, well then you're at 2 millimeters, so it resets itself. So you see how that works. As you clamp down, it gives you a decimal on the side here until you get very, very precise, and then when you close it all the way up, you're at 0, 0. Like so. Now if I over tighten it, you can see it's off by about half of a millimeter, but again, these aren't terribly wonderful micrometers, but this is how you use them. So again, loosen them up and then clamp it down, and then whatever measurement you get on the side here. So I'll give you another example of a different measurement of something that's slightly different width, just for example. Let's do this Dr. Bert's rescue ointment. So this is quite a bit bigger. So I'm going out here. Let's see what we got here. It's going to be more than 10 millimeters, more than 15 millimeters. Yep. Okay, we're out to 20 millimeters. Let's see if that works. Yes. Okay, so let's see. Now I'm going to clamp down very lightly using the finger tool here. Okay, so now I'm at right below 20 millimeters. So it's going to be 19.37 it looks like. So that's 35, 36, 37. It's actually between 36 and 37, so it's like 36 and a half. So again, this would be 19.365 would be your measurement that this is giving you. So you see how you can use a micrometer to take much more precise measurements than you could with a caliper. Caliper, I go like so, I clamp down, it grabs it, and it gives me a measurement of 19 millimeters. So this is giving me exactly 19 millimeters, but we know that's not the case. So these are precise up to a point. These are much more precise, but they're precise. They can only clamp things. They don't give you interior dimensions the way calipers will. So these are only good for measuring the thickness of really thin things. They can't give you interior dimensions like calipers can. So calipers can give you both interior dimensions of something, like so, and exterior dimensions of things. Micrometers only good for measuring the width of something. All right, so that's how you use both calipers and micrometer.